welcome back to my channel. So today I'm covering 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 2, Episode 10, Season Finale. There's going to be a tell-all after the season finale, but this is kind of the end of the show, and you can kind of see how they wrap up each story. So I totally forgot Paul and Karini's story last episode, and it's because I'm always confused. There's supposed to be really 6 couples, but with the new couple in there, it kind of got me confused and I totally forgot. But I'll be sure to cover all of the stories of each couple this video. So let's jump into it. Okay, so let's start off with, let's say, Tariq and Hazel. So it's Tariq is getting ready to go back to Virginia Beach, I believe, and Hazel has something to tell him. So he's totally like on cloud 9. I'm engaged to her and stuff like this. Yet Hazel has something that she needs to reveal to him. They come back from their vacation and they meet up with Dean to kind of share the good news and to kind of like have like a joint stance together that like we're one united front, we're going to get married, we're gonna be together, and I just want you to know that. So and they meet up with Dean and they share the great news and stuff, and Dean was like, okay, but you could tell that he's very skeptical about the relationship and stuff, but he, for Tariq's sake, is willing to kind of just endure it for now. But he definitely thinks that Hazel has ulterior motives, but at this moment he's just gonna be happy for Tariq. So Tariq is getting ready to leave. Then Hazel's kind of like, well, I have something to tell you. And he was just like, okay, like what is it? And she's like, after you leave, I'm gonna be homeless. And he was like, well, like, can't you stay with your sister, or sorry, your niece or stuff? Like, what happened with that? And like, she explained that her niece's place is very crowded right now, and she was living with her ex before, and then she went to live with her niece and stuff. And it's too crowded to go back, so she's gonna be homeless. So then, obviously, Tariq wasn't gonna just be like, okay, well, sucks for you, I'm going. He was just like, he was annoyed that she didn't tell him until like last minute, literally last minute. And then he was just like, okay, I'm gonna find you an apartment, because she was talking about, oh, you know, I'll just go find an apartment. Like, you have no money and stuff. Like, where are you gonna find an apartment? Like, even if you didn't need first and last, like, how are you gonna pay rent? Do you have like rent to pay for this month for an apartment? Like, I was like, what is she talking about? So Tariq's like, no, I'm gonna find you an apartment tonight. So he finds her an apartment, which I think he just found an Airbnb for her to stay at for an extended period of time for now, until she gets her things in order and stuff. But I feel like Hazel is like playing him. She shouldn't have told him this last minute. Like, what if he didn't have money or anything like that? Like, that was really grimy of her. But like, we all know her end game, and her end game is to get to America by any means necessary, and she's playing her cards right, I have to say. So kudos to Hazel. So the next couple I'll talk about, just to get them out of the way, is Marta and Dia. I don't know why they were introduced so late in the season, and nothing really progressed with the story. There's no surprise here that she didn't get the letter of invitation from Dia, and she's not going to Algeria. And she tells her mom she's not going to Algeria, and her plans, her flight, everything is canceled. And her mom, to be honest, her mom is kind of like, I'm really grateful, I'm happy that she gets to stay in the country, but she's just kind of like it is what it is. You should have like seeing that like this wasn't gonna work out and stuff. But that's all with their story. It was a waste of like space and time and energy just watching their one segment. So they're done. Next is Paul and Karini. So after the miscarriage, Karini comes home to find out that Paul is gonna have to leave because he's run out of money. He needs to go back to the States for about a month or two to save up some more money so they can obviously keep living in their apartment, and because he's unable to work in Brazil, he needs to have like some kind of like pocket change, some kind of money with him. And Karini doesn't want him to leave because she's very vulnerable at this moment, and she's very insecure right now. She thinks that like she'll never see Paul again, he's gonna leave her, type of thing. And for Karini, like if I could talk to Karini, I'd tell her that like a baby doesn't like help or save or mend a relationship. And I hope she didn't think initially that just having the baby, like, okay, I got him forever type of thing. Like, that's what we call trapping here. So I hope she didn't think that like she was trying to trap him into the relationship. But I do believe that they grew stronger together, but he has to leave. He has to leave like rather suddenly, but he doesn't have any more money, and I don't think she's contributing to the household like that to be like, alright boo, I got it. So he leaves and he goes back to America, and we know, because there's so much like rumors, speculations, pictures, evidence, that Karini does get pregnant again, and Paul and Karini are together. So it was kind of just like a waste of time listening to Karini's fears, because I knew like it didn't come true. So that's all with them. So I'm actually summing up their relationships pretty fast. Next I'll talk about John and Rachel. So John and Rachel, they're getting ready for the wedding. When they are having the wedding party, I assumed that those people would be attending the wedding, but the wedding was like very, very private ceremony. It wasn't really a wedding, but she got to meet some of his family. I'm very grateful his ex didn't show up, because I was like, there's no reason for you to show up and stuff. Unless you were like flexing on him, or you're doing so well, like you look so good and stuff. It just looked really petty and stuff. So I'm glad that she didn't come. But she got to meet like other family members of his, aside from the mom and sister, and then his friends. These family members seem more supportive compared to his friends, who are just like, oh, you know, he's a dog, he's a player, he sleeps around, type of thing. So that was nice. So we have another couple who likes to share news at the last minute. This time it's John. So John tells Rachel, I have something to tell you. So I was like, oh my god, please don't tell me he cheated on her. Please don't tell me like he's been talking to some girl. I'm like please, 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 please. Well, it's none of that, which I was grateful for, but it's some really deep shit too. Like, he tells her that I have student loan debts and that my wages are garnished in order to pay for them. So yes, okay, how much is the debt? And it's 50,000 USD. So I'm like, I don't know if he finished school or not, but like that is sorry, it's my dog. That is a lot of money to spend on school and stuff. And what is John? John has to be 35, almost 40, and he has 50,000 still left in his debt. Like, that is way too much, especially because, as Rachel mentioned, they live paycheck to paycheck, so they don't have that kind of extra money. So Rachel's kind of like, and this is the day before their wedding, of all the time he had to tell her. So then she's kind of like trying to absorb that, and then he's like, oh, I want to let you know, in order for me to take off this week, I had to quit my job, or I lost my job, something like that. And I'm like, What is this man doing? Like, I don't understand how this man couldn't take off, especially with um, the UK's vacation days and stuff like that. They usually have like 3 to 4 weeks and stuff. But even if he used up all his vacation day and he didn't have any more, couldn't they have waited until he accumulated back the vacation days to take off a week? Or could he have asked for just unpaid, to have an unpaid leave? Like, did he really need to lose his job over this? I don't understand. Some people are so dumb, and I don't understand, like, between, like, Hazel, him, who else? Was it Jimena? Like, just, like, leaving your job, leaving your work for, like, a couple days. Like, that's not what a rational human would do, type of thing. Like, you have bills to pay and stuff. And yes, they rent out their room, but that income is variable. Like, what if you don't rent out your room this week? What if you don't rent out your room this month? What if you, like, you don't know that. And I do commend him for stepping up to still, like, want to pay for Lucy's daycare, but Rachel, he has no job, so he really can't afford it right now. So, like, let him save up his money and look for another job. But anyways, Rachel still accepts all those devastating facts from John the day before their wedding, and they got married. It was very cute, it was very private, it was a nice ceremony, it was really nice. I do like that John had her family on, like, FaceTime, so they were able to see it and stuff. That was beautiful. But they didn't really need to be there. For how small it was, I thought it was like a wedding. But that makes sense because they really don't have money and they really can't afford that. So that's it with their story. Next we're going to talk about Ricky and Jimena. I'm done with this couple, so I'm going to try to get through this really quick. So Ricky's getting ready to go back to the US, and Jimena obviously loves him, doesn't want him to leave. Ricky's talking about, like, okay, we're doing K1 visa and everything, and I'm like, pump the brakes on that, Ricky. You're still married, so calm down before you try and do K1 visa and try and marry some next girl when you haven't gotten a divorce yet. So I'm just like, get a divorce first and then talk about marrying me. And he's kind of like pressuring Jimena to, like, go to the consulate, get the information and stuff like that, when he's technically still married. And from the drama that happened with his wife, it didn't seem like his wife would easily just sign divorce papers and grant him a divorce type of thing. So it might not take a month to 3 months like he might think in his head. It might take a year, it could take 2 years, like, it doesn't really matter. But Ricky's Ricky's ex-wife reaches out to Jimena to say that, like, oh, you're nothing. Ricky's told me, like to not worry about you. He's here for me and stuff like this. Whew. And then Jimena confronts Ricky, and Ricky admits that he's, like, told his wife things to kind of boost her self-esteem, not because he feels pity for her and he feels bad for her. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, you've moved on, Ricky. Like, there's no reason I should be calling my ex to be like, you know what, like, even though I'm with somebody else now and I want to marry that other person, they're nothing. You're amazing, you're great, and type of thing. And plus with their storyline in real life, like, I know what happens to them in, when I say real life, I mean current times. Like, he's still married, so, like, it is what it is. I hope Jimena sees this as, like, he's not trying to leave you, he is playing you. This is a reality show, even though this is not his reality. And to just move on and stuff. You're living in the States. You got here on your own for using your own method without having to marry a lying, selfish, grimy individual. So, Jimena, get over him. Just, like, forget about him. Okay, so let's jump into uh, Darcy and Jesse. So they basically dragged on Darcy and Jesse's storyline all the way to the end, but the end was very juicy. It had me and my sister cracking up because of the situation. So it takes place from when she was like, yeah, my life, type of thing, and Jesse gives up his hotel room for her, and she's moving her stuff up, and then Jesse's packing his stuff to move somewhere else. He doesn't want to fight and argue, and like he's doing this out of respect, integrity, love, blah 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 blah. I'm done with listening to his lies and the like, oh, I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart, but you're an alcoholic, it's like stop drinking type of thing, and you're always wrong, and like get your shit together, okay, Darcy, okay? I'm just doing this because I love you, like it's for respect, and like I'm just like, shut up, shut up, Jesse. So they kind of like, they're bickering, and then Jesse ends up getting a hotel room in the same hotel. Well, when the cameras weren't rolling, apparently, and I'm just gonna kind of tell you both sides and then what I believe to be is true. Darcy says that Jesse came to her room to talk, and I guess she wanted to get closure as well. Well, she was talking to him, and it seemed like one thing led to the other, and then they got intimate. They cuddled and got intimate again. I don't know why we had to know. It was twice, but that's what she said. Then they asked Jesse, like, oh, so you had sex with Darcy? And Darcy's like, come again? And Jesse was just like, no, I did not. And I came to her room. She was lying on the floor saying she's dying and that like, she can't live without him. He was consoling her, cuddling with her. He cuddled with her into the morning, but then he left. Like, there was no intimacy or anything. So we don't know what's true. So, in my eyes, what I think happened is Darcy told Jesse to come. Jesse was coming to talk it out and get closure, like whatever. And so he comes, and Darcy is not on the floor. She's on the chair, but she's crying and stuff. And Jesse suggests that maybe they go on the bed to like cuddle and stuff. And they cuddle and stuff. And maybe at most, there could have been like a kissing, like a goodbye kiss or something. But I don't think they had sex and stuff. What I think happened is that Darcy is trying to save face. She looks like a fool in everyone's eyes. She thought that like they're gonna work things out. When Jesse came there to break up with her, he literally flew across the country to break up with her. So she wanted to make it look like she has the last laugh, like, we had sex, yeah, but like I am not looking for that. I am not looking for a friend with benefit type of thing. So I'm glad I got my closure, and then we're done. That's kind of what I think was happening. But their story's a mess. I don't know if we'll find out who is truthful or not, but maybe we'll find out in the tell-all. And then last but not least, my favorite couple, Michael and Angela. So they are saying goodbye to each other, and they're leaving on a high. They both proposed to each other, essentially. They're going to get married, the whole 9-day fiance thing. The K-1 visa is going to happen, and Michael's happy. He's coming to America. And it's all hugs and kisses. Michael is like, fake crying or like whatever. He's just happy he's going to America. He's like, I finally made it. Like, I did it. I endured Angela's 2 weeks. I'm finally gonna make it there. And Angela's really happy and stuff. And then next thing you know, you can see that like written on the screen that like Angela's been trying to contact Michael, and she can't contact him. And she contacted him through a producer because they were interviewing him in Nigeria currently. So she she gets in contact with the producer, and the producer says like, hey Michael, like here's your phone, which I thought was weird that like they're together and stuff, like how come she can't contact him anymore. And she says, Michael, I have no money. I know I have money on my account. I gave you permission to use my debit card in Nigeria at the bank to withdraw $300. Customer service people are telling me that there's $300 withdrawn 3 different times. So 300, 300, 300. And now I have like $1 in my account. And you're the only one that I authorized to use my bank card in Nigeria. So Michael, like, where's my money? And like, what is going on? And then Michael does the whole like, I feel like a kid that like knows like they did something wrong. He's like, no, like, and he's saying it's a misunderstanding. There must be something happening. Did you look at your account history, your account summary, type of thing? But even if she did look and she saw 3 different transactions of $300, like, you still need to explain that. There's a like, Nigeria, yes, is known for people scamming people, but they're still a very legit company. Their banks are legit. Like, I don't think someone would go to the bank and then the bank makes like a huge error like this. I've never experienced that personally, with a bank making like an error that big to withdraw money, and like, where's this money going and who's withdrawing this money? So to be honest, I think Michael's lying, and I think Michael took Angela's money, which is kind of stupid on his part, because then you just effed up your whole plan, because over like $600, and it would be really grimy for you to leave her high and dry when she has a family, she has grandkids, she has people to take care of. Yeah. So that's the end of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 2, Episode 10, Season Finale. It was great recapping the show with you. I hope you follow me when I recap 90 Day Fiance, the original show, with the new 6 couples. I'm excited to see. I'm also going to do a video for the tell-all. I'm excited to see. It looks just super, super juicy. So yeah, that's it for my video today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Like I've been mic'd up. Why you even pipe up? This was always my drug. You probably wouldn't even like them, baby, go.